Now I always use a mic stand when I'm gigging. I tell you what, very noisy here. Let's go inside.
Typical. First day when we've managed to get out in the garden, and then, as what always happens in the UK, everybody goes out in the garden and starts cutting the grass and trimming and cutting branches off and making far too much noise. So I've brought you back into this environment in my front room where at least I've got some control on the noise. What I want to do today is talk about microphones. Now, what I do hope is it's not an art that we're now losing. I know a lot of you beat matching guys and club DJs. I've been to a few clubs lately, and can't you see by the bags under my eyes? They didn't use the microphone hardly at all, and I found that a little bit disappointing because that should be, and I believe is, a part of DJing. Now, as a mobile DJ, we have to use a microphone all the time. It's something you mustn't be shy of, and I'm sure even you club DJs that are fantastic at what you do, you could really use your own personality to come across on the microphone to really lift your crowd and enhance your performance totally. So I'm going to show you the basics of where to put your microphone on this one. Later on we're going to talk about talking on the microphone, but I use a stand, some people don't. Now the advantage is of using a stand, take the fact that I'm not using one here. Now this is great, you can hold the microphone at the perfect level away from your mouth. And you can talk to the crowd and turn around. That's fine, but if you're DJing, that only leaves one hand free. Now, I'm going to stop the camera there and I'm going to put up the setup that I use from time to time. Now, I've set up the stand in my normal position where I usually DJ with, and what I like about it is it does give you full control of everything around you. It's not in your way. The cord would be taken away down the side of the stand, not just hanging, and the microphone can be adjusted to be in absolutely the perfect position all the time. This is my preference, but I have used some different options here. Now I have seen DJs move the stand round. It actually makes the stand a little bit more stable, and they would have it in front, and it would be something like that. That's fine in a permanent, maybe a club booth or something like that, where you have something else again in front of you. But unfortunately, what may happen is on a mobile gig, somebody comes up drunk, you know what it's like, and bang, and it's into your gear. So I would use that with caution. I also have seen a setup without this arm. So let's simulate that it hasn't got an arm. And I've seen it put really close to the front of the booth here, so it would be in this position. Again, it gives you total control here, and it's very stable. It's not going to be knocked over from any angle. The only problem is you do forget sometimes and hit it. So it's a thought. You could adjust it slightly. I find that very comfortable. It is between you and your decks, etc., but pretty good. There is another option, or there are a few options in fact. You can get yourself something like this, which is a heavy weighted stand with a gooseneck on, and that could sit here, and you could have it like that. Now, as you can see straight away, it's not tall enough for me, and if you go any higher with this, you're probably going to find that it topples over. But that's quite good if you're sitting down. Now, we talked about sitting down before. I wouldn't recommend it generally, but sometimes in club booths, they do set you in an area where you may have a high stool or something like that. So if you were sitting down, that would be cool, that would be fine. If nothing else, it's a good place to put your microphone when you're not using it. So it's good from that point of view. Now if you are going to go and get a stand, there's a number out there. I would recommend that you get one with this elbow here with the extendable arm. They come in lots of different designs and a lot of different manufacturers use it. The one I've got here is actually for a vocal, for a singer, and it has a weighted base that is detachable. Now, that isn't ideal for DJing. The reason singers like it is because it can be manipulated in a performance across the stage very easily. The one I would recommend is the one that has the screw-in legs. It may have 3 or 4 legs that you can screw into the bass. That will give you a much more rigid stability. Also, when you're packing up, it will fold up much smaller. So that's the one I'd recommend. I'll put that back down before I poke someone with it, poke me with it. If you are going to use your microphone, make sure it's at the right distance away from your mouth. You don't want to be speaking with it like this. I've noticed even Elton John, when singing, tends to sing like this, and it's habit, because it's not necessarily with the microphones we have today and the amplification we have today. You should be sort of, I don't know, 2-3 inches away from the microphone. You won't get a lot of hiss or wind noise then. The sound check should help you set your levels perfectly. Don't put too much bass on your microphone channel, because you want the mid and tops. Most voices carry through the mid range, so you want sort of the mid and top to be very, very clear and precise and loud enough so everybody can hear above the music. Now there is a technique, as you may or may not know, where you can dip the music down as you're talking, and I would recommend that. You don't have to turn it off completely, but you know, take the volume level down perhaps by half. Anyway, that's just a brief encounter into microphone setups, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into that in further videos. But if you have any questions, this is really what this video was for, to open a debate up. So please put some comments and videos under this one, and I hope it was of use. Practice and enjoy, and I'll see you again.